But I just want to say I'm really honored to be with you again, and we'll be with each other for a long time. And your loved ones are looking down, and they're very proud. This is the new and improved Oval Office. We had an Oval Office, which was still the Oval Office, so I don't want to disrespect it, but now it's very special. You see what's happened, and everyone loves it. It's all the real deal, 24 karat gold, and people come from all over. And I do believe they're serious. They're not rolling their eyes, the roller of the eyes, but we don't have any of them. And we brought the pictures up. They were in the vaults. Those are pictures of some of our great presidents, a lot of them. And they were in the vaults for over 100 years in many cases. And they were just there. Beautiful pictures, works of art. Lincoln, Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson. That's Monroe, the Monroe document. All mostly great presidents. We have a couple of none. You have Benjamin Franklin, not a president, but we figure he'd make the cut. I would say, discovered electricity, a couple of other things. But we have a lot of great presidents. But think of it, they've been down there. There's George Washington, the big one. And they've been down there for, in some cases, much more than 100 years. And we brought them out. I went through the vaults myself. I spent hours down there looking. That's in between Russia, Ukraine, China, all the other stuff. We do it. I want to thank Doug Collins for being here, the secretary, who's done an unbelievable job. Thank you very much. And JD, thank you very much. You've been fantastic. And all of the others. Pete, good. We did a little thing with Pete about Secretary of War today, and it seemed to be well received. We'll do it a couple of more times, and if everyone likes it, we'll make that change, Pete. You'll decide. But I just want to thank everybody for being here. Very special to me, a very special day. 4 years is a very special time, and now it's lightening up, but it'll never be really light. But there are some great souls that are looking down on you right now, and they're very proud of their parents and brothers and sisters, and but moms and dads especially. That's what I seem to have dealt with mostly. It's a tough. There's nothing tougher. So thank you very much. And the media, I want to thank you because you've been very respectful of this group of people. And they deserve it. They went through hell for no reason. It should have never happened. And I'm going to sign the proclamation now, and we will have a very special proclamation done and completed. Okay? Oh, that's a good one. That's our good one. We rate them. I don't put them under the auto pen. I don't say, here, have the auto pen sign it, right? We don't do that. I don't know how anybody was allowed to do that. They actually weren't. Good one, right? Yes, a couple of good questions today. It's been very fair, actually. Okay? Do you have any questions on this subject, please?
Mr. President,
yes.
The Defense Secretary has ordered a review of the Afghanistan withdrawal that is ongoing. I'm curious if you have any update on that review. And then for the families, I know that there was frustration with previous investigations on Capitol Hill. Are you satisfied with the speed of this investigation thus far?
Yeah. Pete, do you want to answer that?
Yes, sir. On behalf of this beautiful group, on behalf of these families, on behalf of your loved ones who fought for our nation, America deserves answers as far as what happened in Afghanistan. The military needs to answer for what happened in Afghanistan. So upon the president's direction, immediately we initiated an investigation which showed that there needed an even deeper dive. So Sean Parnell, our Pentagon spokesman, who himself is an Afghanistan veteran, is leading this effort. It's a top priority for us. We're getting access to all documents necessary, why decisions were made, why they weren't made, why certain force protection measures were ignored. Again, there's never been accountability for this. It's something that Joe Biden allowed to happen that never should have happened. Any objective observer knows that's not how you leave a country. And certainly these families know better than anyone else. These families deserve answers. We're going to be honest about it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Sean Parnell, an Afghanistan vet, is leading it, and we're doing it on behalf of the American people. So I would anticipate middle of 2026. That's how thorough of a review we're doing. Hopefully a little bit sooner, but we're going into everything to get an understanding of what happened.
So we remember these great 13 souls, but we also remember the people that were so badly injured our soldiers, 32 of them approximately. And we're in contact with them always also, but they lost arms and legs and their faces were blown to pieces, and they're incredible, and they suffer with it. And so we understand that. It should have never happened, should have never been allowed to have happened. And they were in the wrong place. Bagram was the place to be. Big, massive airfield with hundreds of acres surrounding it. Nobody could get near it. And who would not have done that? But we had a bunch of incompetent people running our country. So we are going to talk for a little while. We'll talk about the people that I've gotten to know, the sons and daughters and others that died. And there were hundreds of people that died that day, hundreds, many from the other side, needlessly also. They did nothing to hurt anybody. But that was a terrible day. And I think it was the worst day, and in many ways the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. And yet, at the same time, we learned so much that it's, we call it a big lesson. It won't happen again. A thing like that can never be allowed to happen again. Doug, would you like to say something, please? You've been so fantastic at the VA. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President. For these families here, I think you expressed the nation's grief of what happened. And we saw just a tragic mistake that was there. Someone who has been in the military. I was in Iraq and others. But Afghanistan, when you saw that withdrawal, but what you suffered and went through. And for those that you've mentioned, Mr. President, who are injured, who took the VA, the Department of Defense, we're taking care of those folks. We're going to continue to do so at your direction. But with the families, it's just one of those times. It's a place that never goes away. But I know from this president is he's made a commitment that memory will not be forgotten. And the cabinet understands that, and our American people understand that because of what you've done.
And this is actually our biggest gathering today. So you must have heard Oval Office, and you said, I want to get there and be with Trump in the Oval Office. But it is a special place. But this is our biggest gathering in terms of the numbers, everybody here, because there was always be, somebody couldn't be, everybody's here. And that's a great honor. I think it's a great honor. JD, do you want to say a couple of words, please?
Oh, sir, I just echo what you said. We're so honored to have all of you here. I know that days like today can't make the hurt go away, but hopefully 4 years on, we can start to remember with fondness and with a little bit of joy the people that were taken from us. We're so proud of you. We're so proud of your loved ones for giving their life for our country. And I think importantly today, this is a rectification of a wrong. The fact that the President of the United States lost your loved ones through incompetence, but never acknowledged it. And your government never actually put pen to paper to say, we're grateful for your sacrifice. We correct that wrong today. And we're going to keep on fighting to understand, as Pete said, what happened so it never happens to another family again. But God love you all. God bless you. We're so thrilled to have you here in the People's Oval Office.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I don't think they ever heard from Biden or anybody, did
Nope.
they ever? You never
Really
speak
did
to
not.
them. Nobody ever even called them. It's a terrible thing we suffered through for 4 years, so needlessly, yes, ma'am.
I wanted to ask about veterans, and I wanted to say I'm so sorry for all of your loss. And I know we've covered it in the media, but I can't imagine what you all have been through, and thank you for being here. I wanted to ask, just on behalf of those veterans who served in Afghanistan and Iraq, I know we talked about this in the Oval previously, about making sure care for those, for example, exposed to burn pits while serving, making sure that they have the care. Are you considering maybe a streamlined service like the World Trade Center healthcare program, and maybe the Veterans Secretary can comment too, but are you considering something like that to make sure, because it seems like they're struggling to get care?
We take care of our vets. Nobody loves our vets more than me, and we take good care of our vets, great care of our vets. Do you want to just say a couple of words about what we're doing, Doug?
Yeah, sure, Mr. President. Through the PACT Act and through others with the burn pit, which is something I've been under as well, we're streamlining following the Congress direction, but we're also adding more services. We've included a lot who have applied. We're also streamlining our backlog under President Trump's direction. Also, we took that backlog that was under President Biden was up at over 260,000. We're down now, Mr. President, I get to tell you that under 150,000 in just a little over 6 months. So we're making sure that what was bogged up in a bureaucratic system, we're streamlining it so they get that care quicker, and we're making sure that it is what they need. And then we're also doing that in our hospitals as well, so they get that care quicker, in not only in our hospitals, but in our community as well. That's been the biggest difference. We're about the veteran at VA, not about the bureaucracy, so we are making progress there.
And the VA has a 93% approval rating. It was down in the low 40s when we did. So I had pretty close to that in the first term. We had a great first term, and it was pretty close to that. And then they took over, and it went down into the 30s, 20s, and 40s. But it went down at one point to 28 or 29%, which is terrible. They gave away choice and accountability. Choice meaning you have the way to, as a veteran, you can go and you can choose who your doctor is, et cetera, et cetera. They gave that up. And accountability is getting rid of the people that were sadists and really bad people that abused our veterans and really badly abused them. And they got rid of both of them and we put them back. I couldn't believe when they did it. And anyway, but we're now, you've blown everybody away, Doug, at 93%. So we're 93% approval for our vets. And I like that, so that's good.
And on the Department of War, how do you plan to do that? It requires an act of Congress to rename the Defense Department to the Department of War.
We're just going to do it. I'm sure Congress will go along if we need that. I don't think we even need that, but if we need that, I'm sure Congress will go along. You know, that was the name when we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything, and just to me seems like just a much more appropriate. The other is defense is too defensive, and we want to be defensive, but we want to be offensive too if we have to be. So it just sounded to me better, really like a better name. Yeah, Steve, go ahead.
On the meeting with President Lee of South Korea, did you end up talking about trade and did you reach any conclusions?
Yeah, I think we have a deal done. They had some problems with it, but we stuck to our guns. We are going to, they're going to make the deal that they agreed to make. And he's a very good guy, very good representative for South Korea. It's a very big trade deal. You know, it's the biggest deal they've ever made by far, but it's one of the biggest deals ever made. The biggest deal ever made is the one with the European nations, as you know. The Europe deal is the biggest deal ever made. I think it's the biggest deal ever made, period. And they pay us $950 billion coming into this country. And lots of other things. They're going to buy $750 billion worth of our oil and gas, all of the other things. So it's amazing. Our country is doing so well, so strong now. And you saw where the tariffs came in at $4 trillion, $4 trillion. And the CBO, they just announced it. I told them that was going to happen, but they refused to give us credit for it. Now they're giving us credit because the money is flowing in. They just found $31 billion that nobody knew where it came from. And I said, check the tariff shelf. And they said, how did you know that's where it came from? Well, we're taking in a lot. Look, we were abused by tariffs for many years. Nobody in this country got it. No president got it till I came along. Nobody got it. We were abused by other countries. China, I mean, take a look. That's what they did is essentially what I'm doing, but we're doing it at a better scale, and we're making up for lost time. And we're also making sure a lot of these countries respect us for doing it. They couldn't believe what they got away with. I mean, I told a couple of people, what do you think? He said, one of them, a prime minister, said to me, I can't believe we got away with it so long. Just couldn't believe it. I'll tell you what, Prime Minister Abbey, who was great of Japan, who was fortunately assassinated, he used to say, I can't believe we got away with this for so long. You know, they sent millions of cars in and we weren't allowed to send one car. They wouldn't accept one car in Japan, and yet they would send millions and millions of cars into our country. No tax, no nothing. So no, we're just doing the right thing, and it's making our country rich and beautiful, and it's very important. I felt so foolish for years watching this take place. You know, we did it in my first term with China. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs. But when COVID came back, we focused on that. We did a really good job, but the whole world suffered with that one. It was a terrible thing. So we couldn't be tariffing countries. And if you looked at what happened to France and Spain and Italy and all, I'm not going to go say, by the way, we want tariffs. So, but now we do say that, and it's tremendous, and we're respected. We're the most respected we've ever been. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.